My scripture reading is taken from John 14th chapter, 12 through the 14th verse. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Thus is the scripture reading of John the 14th chapter, 12th through the 14th verse. Again I say unto you, good morning. As we also celebrate Black History Month, and I just want to bring a few things to your remembrance. And the things that we have heard and experienced out in the world in reference to the injustices that not only have been done to Black folks, but folks all over the world. We have looked out and seen and witnessed the demonstrations, the protesting, the killings, all manner of things. Those that have been denied the rights to vote, those that have been denied the right to live in peace, to make a decent living. Injustice, as Dr. King would say, all over the world, there is injustice. But today, I want to say to you that when we look out at the injustice of the world, bear in mind, first and foremost, that the injustices of the world, regardless of how great they may seem, the greatest injustice of all that there is the injustice that we have done to ourselves. There is no greater justice in all the world than the injustices that we have done to ourselves. If we take the time to look within and to be honest with the things of the injustices that we've done to ourselves, we will come to know and to realize that that which seems to be the injustice of the world can have no power over us. It is the injustices that we've done to ourselves that have caused us the pain and the suffering. And if you're asking what is or what are the injustices that we've done to ourselves, I ask that you just remember the scripture. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also. And he shall do greater works than these. This is, according to the scripture, the master teacher Jesus speaking. But as I've said to you many times before, for those of us who study scripture, metaphysics, and all manner of spiritual things, it is not the man Jesus that is speaking to us. It is the spirit in the man. It is the I am consciousness of God in the man that is speaking to us. He that believeth on me, he that believeth on the I am, or the consciousness of God that is within me, greater works than these shall you do. What we have to come to understand and to know when I said that we have created or did an injustice to ourselves, we have not accepted the truth of what we are. We have not accepted the power of the spirit within us. And as we have not accepted the power of the spirit within us, we have done an injustice not only to ourselves, but to the spirit of God that is the source of our being. When that spirit, or as that spirit has spoke to us, according to the scripture, whatever ye ask in my name, and I've said many times we have to get beyond the physical existence of the man Jesus and recognize the consciousness, the I am consciousness that was speaking in and through the man Jesus. You remember there's a scripture where Jesus said, "It is not I that doeth the work, but the Father in me." And that consciousness that was in the man Jesus is also the consciousness within you and I. It is not I that doeth the work, but the Father in me. And so it must be. And so it is within you. We have did an injustice by not accepting the spirit that is within us. And we have complained. We have accused the world of bringing an injustice upon us, of treating us in unjust ways. You know, the master teacher said, and then as in the opening hymn, we shall overcome. Jesus said, I have overcome the world. That song, that hymn says, we shall overcome. But we cannot overcome the injustice of the world until we overcome the injustice within ourselves. We cannot overcome the injustice of the world until we have overcome the injustice that we have done to ourselves. And when we turn within and recognize how we have passed judgment upon our fellow man, when we turn within and realize how we have criticized and condemned our brothers and sisters, when we turn within and realize that we have not loved our brothers and sisters, there's an injustice there. When we wake up in the mornings and we go before the mirrors in our bathrooms and we look in the mirrors and we don't like what we see, we've done an injustice to ourselves. We've done an injustice to the spirit that is responsible for this body of I am. You know, we've done an injustice. When we read scripture, we've done an injustice. When we sit and listen to a lecture, we've done an injustice. When we sit in groups and debate truth, we've done an injustice when we hear the words of truth and follow not. We've done an injustice to ourselves. And for those of us that are upon this path of spiritual growth, those of us that have studied metaphysics, we accept the teachings. Or we say that we believe and accept Jesus as our way shower. That Jesus came and showed us, taught us the way of life. But according to those things that we have heard, we can talk the talk, but we don't walk the walk. And when we don't walk the walk, we've done an injustice to ourselves. But yet, when the storms of life come upon us, we fall down on our knees and ask God for mercy. We fall down and ask God to deliver us from the storms of life. But we've done an injustice to ourselves because we have not lived and abided by the truth that is within us. We have not abided by the teachings of the master teacher. When the master teacher says, "He that believeth on me and the works that I do, greater works than these shall he do," we stop right there. I don't want to do all those things that Jesus did. I don't want all that power that Jesus talked about. I'm afraid to have such power within me. I just want to be and live a simple life. But when things come down upon me, God answer my prayers and deliver me from the dangers, from the dark clouds of life. We've done an injustice to ourselves when we don't live according to the truths that has been shared with us. The truths that we've been told is the very essence of what we are. We don't want to be like Jesus, but we want the world to give us. We want the world to take care of us. We want the world to comfort us. But we don't want to turn within and surrender to the Spirit of God that is within us. We have done and we're doing an injustice to ourselves if we don't follow the teachings of the great ones that have come before us. If we don't take the time to go within and be still and listen to the still small voice, we will never know that God is speaking to us and God is telling us what we need to do to get to the next level, to get out of the hole of darkness, to walk into the light. We don't have the time because in our worldly mind, we think with all the worldly knowledge that we have gathered, we need not know anything more. What an injustice we are doing to ourselves. For all the learning of the world and all the knowledge that you have gained of the world will not give you peace within your soul. All the knowledge of the world will not protect you when the storms of life come. We have done and we are doing an injustice to ourselves. When we look upon our fellow man and think, because of our status in life, that we are greater than, we are better than, we are more than. We are not. We are doing an injustice to ourselves when we think that we are more than our fellow man because of our status in the physical and material world. When it comes to life and the very essence of your being, it means nothing. Because all that you have acquired on this physical plane of existence, you cannot carry it with you. And if you have not did justice to your soul, where do you think you would be when it's time to lay down this physical body? How have you prepared yourself for, as they say, the afterlife? What treasures have you stored up in your spiritual bank that will carry you through in the next life. What an injustice that we are doing to ourselves. The master teacher said in his teachings, whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, I will do it for you. Anything that you ask in my name, I will do it. And the name that Jesus spoke of is not himself, but it was the spirit and the consciousness of I am, speaking in and through the man Jesus. Whatever you ask in the name of I am, I will do it for you. That is the power that is within us. And if you do not an injustice to the I am within you, then all things that you ask of I am shall manifest not only in you, in your world, in your life, in your environment. This day, as we go forth, and for those of us that will be celebrating Black History Month, for those of you that have studied metaphysics and other spiritual teachings, you know that it teaches and speaks, I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am the life, I am the light of the consciousness of God. And so it is. Namaste. God bless you.